Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Juju's Journey. A little bit about myself. I'm 57 years old. I'm a widow now for 1 year. I'm living life on my own for the first time as an adult in my whole entire life. I'm on a strict budget. I'm trying to start living again and be productive and see what this next chapter of my life is going to look like. And my glasses are completely filthy. But anyway, this is kind of like my journey, and I'm trying to accomplish a lot of stuff, get geared up for 2026. And so I made some notes from yesterday in order for me to be productive today. Today is December 16th. It's Tuesday, 2025. It's only 3:18 p.m. And so I had a minute to jump on, and that's kind of like what I want to do, to update and see how far we climb up this ladder together to try to make the best out of this life that we are given. If you've been watching my channel, I was starting to slump into a depression in November. I had kind of lost my way on doing my devotion, which I jumped right into right after my husband died, and it helped me tremendously. But last week, one of my Bible verses, which, of course, I think everybody knows this Bible verse, but this is the day the Lord has made. I will be glad and rejoice in it. And so they said, wake up every morning and say that first thing. Oh gosh, I have dirt all over my face from my dog outside. Anyway, be glad and rejoice in it. Say it every morning when you wake up. And so I have done that every single day. I'm trying to get my joy back. And so far, I can tell I'm moving up. And so I'm trying to set my goals high for 2026. I want to even do better than I did last year with my budget, which I did really good last year. I have to really pat myself on the back because it was quite scary, I lost, of course, we lost my husband's Social Security, which was a big chunk of change. And so then I just had to go start living on dividends from our retirement, which was a big cut. But thank God, which I knew it was going to happen, I just didn't know it was going to happen as early as it did. I was able to pay off my house last Thursday, I believe it was. So that's amazing. That's going to give me a foot up coming into the 2026 year. But so let's see what, I have had a very productive morning. Very productive. I'm so proud of myself. I woke up, my body told me to wake up at 6, but I actually got out of the bed at 7. But I did not, I made my coffee, I came straight upstairs and jumped right on devotion. I'm not going to stop and sit at the kitchen counter, watch my little morning YouTube show, which I love. If y'all don't watch Garden Answer, you need to. She's amazing. I can do that after I do devotion. But I did devotion first. Then I said, oh no, I should have made my bed. So I ran downstairs and I made my bed because that's all I could do. I didn't even do that any last month. I did not do it at all. So whenever I started working on the steps to help me get out of this slump, one of those things that I set for myself was to make my bed every day, because if I don't do anything else, at least when I get in the bed that night, I know I accomplished at least one thing. So I did. I made my bed, which is a big yay for me. I did not mop, but the day is not over. I plan on mopping. We'll have to check back tomorrow to see if I did it. I replaced my litter box and got all the other contents, everything into my trash can outside. That was quite heavy, and but I did it. And now my kitty has a new litter box with, of course, fresh litter. I haven't made plans for the family yet, but that's just an ongoing goal that I'm going to have. We already have plans for Christmas, and I have one daughter that is turning, her birthday's on the 22nd, so we have plans for that. And then Christmas, and then I have another daughter whose birthday's the 26th, and then we have New Year's Eve. So we do not need to make plans for the rest of this year. We already have plans with family. I did not organize the office, but I plan on doing that whenever I get off here. It's the second thing on my list to do. I did fold up clothes and put them away. That's a big deal from last month because I went I think like 3 weeks without even washing clothes. List one item on eBay. I have not done that, but the first thing I'm going to do when we hop off is I'm going to list this beautiful jacket coat. It's really pretty, and it's like brand new. It's awesome. It's the Worthington extra large genuine lamb skin. I looked it up. I think I'm going to list it between $80 to $100. Hold on. Isn't that cute? It's not, really doesn't fit me, but it's so good. It feels wonderful. And it hangs down right above my knees. I don't have enough room to go all the way back because this is my office is a little tiny nook, a vanity nook upstairs, because I'm turning my upstairs into my office / studio. So I plan on listing that. I need to list all the jackets because wintertime is here. So I'll do more research, and I'm probably going to list that for about $80. I have an eBay store called Juju's. Okay, so I'm planning on doing that, so I'm going to leave that blank. Exercise, I did not exercise yet, but I have been running around all day long. So hopefully after I get my office organized, if I feel like it, I might go get on the treadmill. If not, I'll just push for that tomorrow. I did pay my house taxes, and I did make a deposit. And last night when we counted money, it was late. I counted wrong apparently. Let me see which one. Funds forward. Let me see if this is today's date. Yep. I deposited $1,091. So I don't think that's what we came up with last night. I don't know where I wrote that either. But anyway, I deposited $1,091. And I already transferred it into my Ally account. So I'm going to be earning interest on it. That's a good thing. I have not sat down and studied to try to better myself to get more knowledgeable about working my computer and my new camera to try to make videos of me actually doing stuff that is different from me sitting here in front of this camera or my phone. I have not broken down the boxes. Actually, I got a new box in. I have not done my den. I did not get rid of 5 things, but today's not over. I need to probably do this right time I get off, is make a dog appointment for my little girl, Gabby. I need to call and make a maintenance call for my car. I need to give Gabby a bath because I need to get her all fresh for the vet. I do need to sit down at some point before the new year and work on my buckets in my Ally savings account so I can really be more precise on how much money is going towards the things I'm saving towards. I did ship eBay. I woke up this morning and I had another order, so I shipped 2 items today. That's a good thing. And I also shipped probably about 7 items that my daughter had to ship. I need to clean out my wallet. This is my cash wallet. Like I said, I didn't budget for 2 months, November and December. So I need to clean it out and get it refreshed for the upcoming year. I need to start a load of clothes, which I'll do that when I run downstairs and give Gabby a bath. And those are the things that I've accomplished today. I did go pick up my granddaughter from school. I went and cooked lunch at my daughter's house, and I actually cooked it, and I helped clean up. And then ate with both my daughters and my grandson. Then I went to the bank and went to the post office. Then I went and picked up my granddaughter. And now I'm home. And I decided to jump on board, give you a quick update. Because today is a wonderful day and I feel so good. So good. So my morning devotion I thought was really cool. It said, "For in much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." That's Ecclesiastes 1:18. It sounds right in my head. I just can't get it out. So there is a lot of wisdom that comes in much grief. You learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about others. And it doesn't have to be just grief. It can be grief from losing a friend. It can be grief in losing, like breaking up with your husband. It can be grief of losing your child, your children's father. I know a lot of people actually lose their husbands or their spouses when their children are small. I was so fortunate. That's what I have to keep looking at. My husband helped raise all of his children, and all of his children got to get to know him, and not only him as a dad, but him also as their mentor and friend as they grew up. So I'm very thankful for that. Anyway, though we may not think there is something to gain in the depths of despair, it is only when we begin to heal that we finally see the truth. And I feel like I'm on my way to healing. Anyway, and then it says another one. I do several devotions. I don't just do one. So these kind of jump around to the 4 that I do every morning. And so this one from Jeremiah 30:17, "For I will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds." So, of course, my heart was broken, and I feel like it's starting to heal. It hurts really bad when you lose your parents. I often remember when I lost my mom, and I was unfortunate because I actually had 2 mamas that I had to lose. And I love both of them dearly. They each had different roles in my life. But I remember thinking, how in the world did they move on with their life? They had to lose their mamas too. And as a kid, we didn't realize how much pain they were going through. And then whenever I lost them, I was like, how can they, I feel so sad. And then I was looking around me. I remember thinking this and looking at all of the people that I knew that had lost their parents. And I'm like, and you have no idea. You have no idea what someone goes through until you go through it yourself. And unfortunately, we're all going to have to go through something similar. And my best advice is devotion, pray. Only one, God is the only person that can get you through it. And of course, your family can help as well. But okay, and then it says the hurts you've experienced are real, but God doesn't want them to be your greatest reality. So to me, that was telling me we can't stay in that gloom. We've got to hurt, and then we've got to pull ourselves up and live again. And the heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. And that's from Psalms 147:3. And I truly, truly believe that. But that's what my devotion from several different sources, that's what they were talking about today. And I kind of felt as though they were kind of speaking directly to what I was going through at the moment. But it's not just me. I'm not the only one going through it. We have everybody's going to go through this, and I think we need to be there for each other and encourage each other and try to find joy back in our lives. So what I plan on doing when I get off today, it's only 3:33 now. I don't go to bed until 10 or 10:30. I just got dirt in my eye. I have a big golden retriever, and I went outside and sat down to play with him, and he jumped up on me with both of his paws, and I didn't realize that he must have had sand or something, because whenever I rubbed my face a minute ago, it felt kind of sandy, and then I just felt like a little piece of dirt or sand went into my eye. But I'm okay. I don't know. I think we're going to be fine. And I want us to lift each other up. I want us to make big plans. And I want us to be productive. All of us. Even if it's one thing a day that you accomplish, I want us to do it. And I want us to get our budget right. I want us to get our finances right. I don't want people to be in debt that they can't breathe. Dave Ramsey's wonderful if y'all haven't followed him. I use the zero-based budget. Every dollar counts, or every dollar matters. But whenever I get my monthly budget, I budget it and spend it before it actually comes into my hands. So I know exactly what I'm spending on my monthly bills. And then I put all my cash in envelopes and stuff. And then when they reach a certain amount, I will deposit it into my savings account. But I don't spend it because I've already spent it. I've spent it towards my future vacation. I've spent it towards my groceries for next week or the week after. I've spent it on future clothes. I've spent it on personal care. I've spent money on my future animals' veterinarian visits. I'm trying to get a veterinarian savings up there in case something were to happen, God forbid, so it won't hit me so hard if I have to spend more money than a yearly visit at the vet. I spend it on my future grandchildren's birthdays and Christmas gifts, and my children's and their spouses. So every single bit of money that comes into my possession, I spend it before I have a chance to spend it on something that's not in my budget. And that way, if something were to break down, if something were to, like if my water heater goes out, last year at this particular time, if my water heater went out, I would have I probably would have been able to fix it, but then I would have been so worried about, okay, now how am I going to pay my house taxes at the end of the month, and how am I going to pay my house insurance? I pay it all at one time once a year. That comes due in February. You know, how, like, one little minor setback could make everything else not, I wouldn't have enough money to pay all of the extra bills. So, with that being said, I think everybody, whether you're wealthy or not, and when I say wealthy, we're not talking about a millionaire. We're really kind of talking about not having to live paycheck to paycheck. But things are expensive right now, and I just think everybody should be accountable for what they spend. This coming year, I'm going to try to do more forgiving, like giving to people in need. And now that I don't have a house payment, last year I was in survival mode, so I didn't even buy my kids little, very rarely did I buy them anything. I didn't buy anything. I mean, I did buy a few things, but things that I thought that I really needed. And I just had to kind of be very, 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 I had to live like I was in college, except I wasn't going out to bars and having fun. I mean, I had to make every penny count. That doesn't mean I didn't typically go out to eat once a week or something like that, but I wasn't just going to a local boutique or ordering stuff off of Amazon, or just buy my grandchildren things that they really don't need just to make me feel good. I did good, and I really want to be that intentional this year going forward. I guess you could say it's intentional spending. And if you can do that, write down all the things that you want to do for the day. If you don't check them all off, that's okay. Because if you don't have a goal to reach to give you any type of satisfaction, then you're not going to get any rewards. And me, I have ADD, probably HD, self-diagnosed, but there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So I really have to write down things and try to take little baby steps to accomplish them in order to not get too overwhelmed in the task at hand. ADD doesn't really bother people much in the workforce. At least it didn't me. It made me more productive because I could jump from one thing to the next really quick. But at home, ADD is really hard. You'll go unload the dishwasher and you might unload 3 cups, and then your brain's like, oh, I didn't make the bed. So the next thing you know, you're in your bedroom making up your bed. And as you're making up the bed, you may not have put that last pillow where it needed to go. Your brain will tell you, oh, I need to go start the washing machine and let it start while I'm tidying up. Because I live in an old house in an old neighborhood, and in my house, although we have 3 showers, you can't take but 1 shower at a time because of our water pressure. So if you want to take a shower, you can't have the washing machine running. So it's like, oh, I better go start a load of clothes while I'm, about to vacuum the house and sweep and mop or whatever you're planning. And you go and start the wash machine, but you don't put the pillow back on the bed. And so now you got a half-empty dishwasher, a half-made bed, a load of clothes going in the wash machine, and then as you're walking out of the laundry room, you end up going, maybe the television's on, and you might sit down and start watching whatever caught your attention. And then the next thing you know, you're thinking about yourself, I probably need to go jump in the shower and start getting dressed because, and then it's just like you're on hamster wheel and you keep going around and around and around unless you write yourself notes to try to finish the task. So that's why I'm so proud of myself, because today I did my devotion. I made my bed. I did, these are completed tasks. I did everything I was supposed to do with the kitty box. I did wash clothes and fold them up and put them away, because that's a big deal too. You may wash clothes, but you may not fold them and put them away. I did pay my house taxes. I did make a deposit and transfer it to a high yield savings account. I did ship my 2 eBay orders off. So I would say I'm doing okay. And picked my granddaughter up from school and ate lunch, cooked lunch and ate lunch with my daughters. So, and I took a shower and got dressed. And I did that all before like 10 o'clock. And I think if I start doing this at 6, I'll be able to fit in that morning walk. I went over to my daughter's house a tad bit early today. Probably about an hour earlier than normal. So if I get up at 6, I think I'm going to make my morning self-care, meaning house, things like that. And then I'm going to try to turn the afternoons into more business and see how that works. But anyway, we can do it, right? And if y'all have any suggestions, please let me know. I do need you to do one thing or several things for me. I want you to hit that subscribe. I want you to hit thumbs up, and I want you to leave me a comment. I'm still looking for a book. I need advice on things to help me move forward. Even if you have tips on ADHD, just let me hear from you. If you need me to pray for you, we'll do that too. But still keep me in your prayers if you don't mind. And I'm going to leave you with this. May the Lord bless you and protect you, and may the Lord smile down on you and be gracious to you, and may the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. And that's from Numbers 6:24 through 26. Y'all have a good day. You should see this tomorrow morning, and we are going to be great for the year 2026. Bye.